Lawmakers in the Green Chambers have thrown out the bill seeking to repeal the Public Officers Protection Act by majority voice vote at plenary on Thursday. The motion, which was sponsored by Honorable Shehu Shagari from Sokoto State, is aimed at repealing the law, which he described as obsolete, stating that the colonial authorities then put it in place to protect some of its obnoxious rules, but argued that it has been overtaken by contemporary events, hence should be repealed.
The Public Officers Protection Act prohibits the filing of cases against public officers and institutions after 3 months from when the cause of action arose, and where the person relying on the act acted outside his powers and outside statutory constitutional duty, and where the cases of recovery of land is involved, and in issues where the breach of contract or claims for works done or wages in labor.
But other lawmakers think otherwise, arguing that the public officers protection laws are there to act as instrument to ward off unnecessary distractions for public officers. They say it is present in every contemporary society today in various forms for the smooth running of any government, as such should be considered on its merits and demerits.
Mr. Speaker, what this law seeks to do is what is called a statute of limitation. And Mr. Speaker, you are a lawyer. You know that it exists in so many forms. Even our Electoral Act has a statute of limitation. Because the Electoral Act says, if, let's say, you are rigged out of an election, you have 21 days within which to file your case. After 21 days, if you do not file your case, that means your case is statute bad, however good it may be.
It was obsolete, as rightly observed by Honorable Shagari in the course of his argument. And the Supreme Court has variously made pronouncement as to the exemptions to the Act. And all of us know that the pronouncement of the Supreme Court is a law. It's also part of our laws. So, as a result of that, the panel of experts recommended for the repeal of that Act because it is obsolete and, as rightly observed by Honorable Shagari in the course of his argument, is repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience.
Allow this bill to go to the committee stage. We'll look at whether a total repeal or amendment of the content thereof or extension of the time required. But like Honorable Pajok argues, there must be a time frame within which you can't say otherwise. You may leave him to speak after 5 years. Somebody comes and say, while you sat on this seat, A, B, Y, Z happened, and so on. There must be a time frame within which you will be able to put in your claim. Otherwise, forget it.
Yes, we agree that the Public Officers Protection Act, which limits actions to 3 months, has caused a lot of injustice to persons who have suffered as a result of actions of public officers. But if we repeal the bill entirely, the question will be, will public officers also be exposed ad infinitum without a time frame, without protection from actions and conducts whilst they are in public office? And that would not be the best solution to it. I would have submitted to the position of Honorable Abonta. But since the bill before us is for a repeal, can we at the committee stage change that to an amendment? That's the question we need to answer.
The bill, however, could not scale second reading as lawmakers voted against it through a majority voice vote called by the Speaker, Yakubu Dogara, as a last-ditch effort to save the bill.
We'll work with the recommendations of the committee. I guess that's a summary of what we're saying here. And so I'll put the question. The question is that the bill will be now read a second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against it say nay. The nays have it.
Emmanuel Ehijine, PTV News.